Fes Gymraeg fashion i dwi Tynecastle ar son yr gêm o'r bio y sioch eith BBC Alba. Derby fawr gynnyd yn hag yn gyfer yn ysgol sio eith yr hart agos Hibs. Gynnach 3 pwynt gynnyd yn y sgypion sio as y lig Aber. Gyfil tor môr y crochau yn y hachws y sio eich Tynecastle y diw. Pasio Gymraeg Tynecastle agos y chanat agos byn y sgypion sio nwcan yn y cheil ys y stri sy'n sapet y son y 3 pwynt gyn ha ni fwynach y gydiw y faddach cwydioch yn cwpa capital agos bysien ni fwynach i'r yn ysgol sio agos Aber gyfil tachod ys y Janet Lw y drasa. Wel, Fes Gymraeg agos falter of got Tynecastle ar son yr gêm o'r bio eith yr hart agos Hibs agos mi ha i'r magoi glan falter criol y chwrir yr nioliche. Fes na'r cwydioch gyda'r ysgol sio Mariel Kenny. Many thanks for being with us today on BBC Alba. You've played on these occasions. How special are Edinburgh derbies?
Oh, they're so special, even much more special now that they're in the stadiums. It's an amazing atmosphere at Tynecastle today. It was the same at Easter Road. They're always competitive, and I think they started to mean a wee bit more now. There's a bit of a history behind them between the two women's sides, so looking forward to a good game today.
Potentially a record crowd as well for an SWPL match. Further proof, Mariel, that the women's game's growing in Scotland.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's 13,000 or so tickets gone, so hopefully we get a similar number through the gate. There's a couple of other games on today, but hopefully we'll break the record. It was, I think, 8,000 at Easter Road, and it was an amazing atmosphere, so it looks like Tynecastle's filling up now, so hopefully we're on for the record.
Absolutely. Let's take a wee look at the league table, Mariel. In terms of the teams, there's 3 points separating them. Are they evenly matched coming into this tie today?
Yeah, I think they probably are. Hearts had a really good start. Hibs had maybe a slightly more difficult start to the season, but they've really picked up. So in terms of importance, it's actually a pretty big game. If Hibs win and take 3 points, then they'll catch Hearts in the table, which I know Hearts, you know, they've got ambitions to be 4th this season, and that's a huge jump from where we were before. So massive in terms of the points today, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and let's look at the last few fixtures for Hearts. Mixed form coming into the match, but they did lose quite heavily to Glasgow City in a horrible evening at the Orion.
Yeah, there was a really bad weather at the Orion that night, so that was probably one of Hearts' heaviest defeats of the season, which is, you know, kudos to how strong the defence has been. But these teams can hurt you when things just don't go for you on the night. They've had a couple of really good results against Rangers and a great performance against Celtic, unlucky not to take anything. So yeah, I think it'll be a much improved Hearts side from that night tonight, I would hope.
And in terms of the visitors, Mariel, a mixed bag of results for them as well, and a heavy defeat against Rangers in amongst that.
Yeah, I think a similar situation. I think it was a tough night, both in terms of weather and results. When you get teams like Rangers and Glasgow City on form, then they can hurt you. But again, I would suspect Hibs will be far improved from that night.
Hearts have already won 9 league matches this season, more than last season's tally with a few games left to play. What's been key to the progress made here?
Yeah, I think a professional attitude. You know, everything has changed this season at Hearts. There's a real push to be, you know, considered one of the elite teams in this country and a professional football team effectively, and that's the standards that the players are now working towards. We've obviously got quite a lot of new players that have been in, and the players who were here before have really stepped up their game and met that challenge. So yeah, all change at Hearts. It's been a huge transition, but you're seeing the benefits of it coming through now with a 4th place position in the league table as we stand.
In terms of Hibs, they're missing a few key players for today. Is that a cause of concern for Dean Gibson?
Yeah, quite possibly. There are a few out, a few walking around on crutches here in the stadium, which is unfortunate for them to miss out on the occasion. But you know, these things can go either way. Sometimes it makes the team come closer together, and they know that they need to protect each other. Tynecastle in an away derby is a tough place to come at the best of times, so I'm sure Hibs and Joelle, as Hibs captain, will be drumming that into the players, stick together and protect each other.
Mariel, many thanks. We'll more for you throughout the match and commentary. Ac y drasta sy'n dolyg o sŵs, chynnes birish gyfer niech arish, Alec O'Henley.
Mor yn Tynecastle, ma fi ac Tynecastle, agos ma fi y ffanchyn y ffath lianig le lwchtaich is on game, but fiaf lig na ban, so da skipper y chien y mach y ffath gylint yn ti ar y list na lichtrichen y corach ag bas Ron Gordon, carach Cibs y chailsyn le ailsy Ron Chechgain ar JG, edna deinchen gachorach ag agos 5 minutes the half around must toshich y game, agos the da skipper y chien y mach y ffath agus y dod na strai eith gartúf agus fan y darbe me gedig 3 archyn sy skipper a carts Addison Handley chyn ysdig yn y skipper tansach yw Monica Forsyth cwtioch gymi yn y pathge agus Katie Rudick yn un arach i fan y y skipper fa clwycio mae gedig an y cwchpen y halap yn o'i partig tysol sy'n Katie Rood ha sy'n ystod y Nadja Gwen Davis. Tri arach yn cwtioch dy Hibs fan y skipper Derby mae gedig af achgysyn Shannon Leishman sy'n ystod Katie Lockwood sy'n y clwycio da nŵr agus Kirsty Morrison sy'n ystod ac yn o'i si arach yn fan y skip achgysyn an y cwchpen y halap par degleiad Kate Gugnoni the East 5. Agus hi yn y triplet yna ag Dean Gibson sydd o'ch coech nhw'r clwychyd oedd y fengi son Hibs. Chanel gyn clwychyd oedd yn gian na mysg sy'n mar sy'n ffemiad y fi cymaffaithgolog na caeliad clwychyd oedd yn eich chwls. Mae'r hi sy'n Eva o lid le rwy'n gymanas mwy leid sy'n McAllister oedd y fengi gygwyd y gêm arach y gaisar. The manager Dean Gibson, wel had sy'n ystod Sean na diw hwn si a machas yn hoch mae gedig hat y gleg. Agus Eva o lid mar asyn iddo fi cwynjan dyn y tilio gyrd ys tokal iddo fwn stje chyd y sias eid heis yn y chai coach a Barcelona agus y gamas iddo cher of achach jyd yn y season sy. Rachel ac yn y diw le Green Ring, Ian Snedden agus yn y des Rachel yn Danny McKinnon, Dale Kerr, Cer of Officioch, Sean Duff. So we told you that nach el VAR ac yn y show as y games yma sy'n sy'n y dochs nach bu cws da lawn, da skipad mi yn y parque, Georgia Hunter agus Joel Murray. Bydde o lain fydd y chela. Agus mae'r rhaid gra mys tosich y gêm. Ha minach dy hancher gyfiawn nach chyna id carich Hibs nach maran sy'n fferle sy'n raw Hibs. Ron Gordon y iec le ailsio stwy fi stryd y sy'n genius uafas a chyfa sy'n pat chorus blian y chael sy'n esyn na straid y jachgyn sa agos fi sy'n y cwmal cyned le minach dy hancher mys tosich y gêm yn diw.
The silence will start and end on the sound of the referee's whistle.
Minna chacher y diw chwmal y syns yr ysmynst yn ha brein y pat gyda y chlams dy gwn ioca as yn dimolwg ys o'n ffydach safach tron y finna chacher y syn eisiampleth dy gêm na fer agos wel syn chwicit ad y gwyd ag y fi cwtrimach dy hart sy'n diw yn y Brownlee skipad achgysyn agos y hwyd y dhyl sy'n gêm Derby mae gedig fasio fi chwicit y Hibs ach yn isch am y dan Hearts. En ik look at the Cubs, still on the Kerkel at 10. Is at the soonish. Look at the Nell of the Jew. Give me at the Gronk and the Shevik and Hachke. Ach, maar I'm the Shia came in the Macha off, get the Bunnik, and he'll have conviction if it's in the state. Get the game set. Her heart's a father king, give it a gu, as the shoe lachkison. He's got a show of Leon. He got the skill in Hibs. Libby Clear nog eens de Gerre waardje. En ik ga niet Paak na bear is aan de skillen na kommen nach de glees 4 uur gaan we zo taspenig balkosje eigenlijk wat via league balkosje na baan aan de malpe wel worden les njol as eigenlijk as shinke vi kutter maxelene gian a kibs de juma asen dol hin tronne gier en groei hou valach in de shop tole nure van a kieste road sit having a nuri is gaishin kapli van penish must the glee Hibs the game agus de Kuchpa capital. De schutig sinne vi jak en die is te race maar ik game set Hibs de goed getal. Yes, Joel Murray fine here at Chorama Bowl Jesusko Eli Adams ach Bristjig for Van Sampson at Jehulason Hearts and speaking the Georgia Tim zijn Stigan game Savinach. This Bowl Machas and here Hattigas your son Hibbs, Liana Hines. Look at you cool guys in a Jew. But you really dash the Hearts get that here Telegak and Georgia Tims. Nu tuil as gach be sé décense and it's the ballje dat al try go Benedict Halland. Chickley Kibbs. And Jennifer Smith. Lua Ella Skilla like a no Gavina Cunard the Hibbs at you Samson Sarant at the shin. Siobhan Hunter. Hunter as Nalini Kinchiana Duke Georgia at Hearts is Siobhan Kibbs I guess ishe Ein Sue Gille again about. Let's go school gemacht and do wel ball iter Leon the shin. Gibson the Vingis weisen ek game ek Celtic and the Rangers the Jedig in June come al Sul the skip of Visassen a kluche and the Kuchen Halapet Hibs and the Rangers I guess Hearts give kluche Celtics nachhoort jene Kuchpe Brownlee the pick and Chuchum Ordership could have really gemacht. College vi kluche so fine game kunnen wel geweest is so Grishak Rangers. It's caught him to Hibbs. Question einach se voksa Carts. Santa gestjach. Quinterson it was not late. Had puktig suus. I guess Quinterson be Boschenach se breed bemachen besam. College Rakevild Marielle Kenny in the Slee and on the show. Welcome to the commentary gantry, Marielle, and it's important in these games, important for both teams to settle, everyone to get a touch and feel comfortable on the ball early on.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly that. I think that's the main aim of everybody is just to get a good first touch and try and connect with somebody in your team.
I guess Mochtach maar is een feitje voor een haast als je een stay the Gulag. I guess Shouldn't have look at that card stock of Tims ha the Vigo Ma. We couldn't Tuil gave. Tuil as a league in Tuil on the Gupen Halapa. We had the kind of these Kasnorich Samson. With Ash got Charlotte Parker Smith. The bar to follow up. Hunter. Lish Chichabaula. Lish Chichias. Me and the pathkit. We've got Olid, Alpisha Torich Degree in Eichen, she Hanika Barcelona, Ach, General Ruth and Ma show a cart. Come on, Nord, I shouldn't dull. Grant, Parsing, August Chuck, Pick and Tegala, the Vowlishin, Addison Handley. So one of the year Laura. Murray could have really mach. Look at the dog, Gianna Carts, Addison Handley, Bia, Kutumaki Chuck, Sue, Naga, in the Val, Tass again, and son of Mishnach Gain. Italy Wood, the Doya, Shalom Noah, I can know you on Hearts. Heinz Giri Klukitanchen, Fash got it. Again, Vianco, Leah Eddy, a Kluki Mian path go you. And Shin Croata Donshach, Ki Makaloni, we do how. Not Litka, goed je goed uit. Griesch Samson, leeg voor een rock. Kunart, Warsen kaartje rash, toch hebs geta. Dat is geen goal is Schecheren. The ball trying to go Georgia Tim's a Croata Donshach. And Marielle, I guess that is the ball for Hearts to try and get Georgia Tim's in. She has been fairly prolific this season with a total of 9 goals so far.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a huge threat in behind. She's very strong and very good at holding up the ball as well. So she's definitely Hearts' main attacking threat. It's just trying to utilise her as best they can and try and get her on the ball.
Sy'n at fiach yn ddian o dras. Paul troen efo Forsyth agus Tim's Genoma. Diolch smach gachwmal ydy glwys y deichge. Gachwmal hyn tu fiars gan y lein y gian. Paul yn eisiau chi'n tarsin fo Brownlee. Agus charo. Stoch y march iddo fe Geary. Eli Adams y dash. Cwtioch y hybs ydych chwl. Sy'n wrth yn y fiach yn y Katie Lockwood ych ydych ffalab. Agus sio. Karen Gilt yn achach yn hynnyl cwys taich eich. Adams yn eisiau chi'n eich. Haast, nee de bal goed maar niet staat er allemaal voor een keer die val. Dat is sterk, agus reach het van een prospect je pick en gik in het asje shot. Reach het toch saas kus as het game. Toch heb ik ga Kashbuye hulting heen. Prachtig zo is. Dat is Notley. Rasha the Casson. The referee could have given himself a red card there, or a yellow card, Marielle, for that foul.
It's always amusing when it happens to the referee, isn't it?
Ian Snedden, Rash Smach, one Smach again, Giano in Isha. Smith, Isha, Ripamach. Been a fairly cagey opening, as you probably expect. Both teams just sussing each other out in the early stages.
Yeah, I think Hearts have had a fair bit of possession. They're keeping the ball not too bad, but it's just trying to get it to stick when it goes further up the pitch and try and actually create something a bit more clear cut.
Roundly, Stegan Vienko, Cara Grant, Haniko Rangers like Toshin the Says and Union and Clukita Nilla had the Giffery and at the Heart said Hastens it. Callum McGrath, Nukemich in the Bunny kick shot. Sin trí varach in a vinnigat with the taste and McGiddy Gilade and Shinaka Farka the Strees on a Keravacha. I guess Holland the Pukta on a Wadishin for sight the Chinestate in the Coolwood. Word of warning sufficing there for Monica Forsyth, but sometimes in a derby you do want to let your opponent know you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Monaco was on the end of quite a heavy challenge that kept her out for a year or so in the last derby at Tynecastle actually. So it's great to see her back. But yeah, maybe a little bit heavy-handed there. I don't think the goalie welcomed that one. But
kuna vadag in gelukkig weer voor de stuurtje getal heen en het je goed. Is nog tacht heb zit koelig halen. Hoe het je gas art as kiun deel. Eins van die opbrug Suez Elena. Christy Morrison, Suez got Lockwood. Look at the dude, Hanneke Stuyt. Tashach na planudig. Sebau het allemach. Drukplaats op je. Christy Morrison, Dol Suez Elena Viesh. Son Hibbs. Katie Lockwood, maar ik krijg Hanneke Stuyt van het doen voor Rebro. Ze doen. Komen ze gelijk meer een paard kijken ze kunnen. En als wij kutje kijken. Apple and Ladies aan de kiechpres. Grush, kutje goed die tuil als de Champions League en daar wij gelijk zijn. Tim's Agus Hunter dat leap hele shot. Dus Karen Kines de legal gelijk het chance. Kagen het al lezen. Tjechje minnash me haast, gaan jullie net kus. De geur benachtje en ik kan je een vaart kijken shot. Is toch een schulting groot vast daar skippen in de gele Hunter. Komt er zo'n Macaroni. Zeddy, Gedi, Asakun. Eddie va. Toch je goed te gaan bij je de puchte zoals de Vienna paard keju. Ieder woord staat Shannon McGregor wie maken de korstige Richard Boyle kutje de korstige Crystal Thomas wacho kutremach ze jem bij jedig en je lische scored na smoor is een keelige naar Gelroon Gomorak Dean Gibson Grant Ashka Brownlee, Shachat Forsyth, agus Tuchti Shoko Notley, Sviet, Hunterley, Balma, Suez, Gokasan, Macoloni. Notley, Heinz, Giri, Bowler, Schooley, Tarsha van Allied, yes, Ju Vowlahan, Kutcher. Dus toch Aster Killiore, dat Heinz komt, ze gaan de groep heen. Toch een lijn, en Nouri, kom maar zeggen, Nouri. It was a well-worked move, Marielle, and I half expected Leanna Hines to get the ball over earlier. She maybe just dwelt a bit too long on that one.
Yeah, I agree. It was a great move from Hibs. Probably the best chance of the game so far. She's just got past Katie Rood there. And if she, maybe just a slightly better delivery and a wee bit quicker on her feet to get it in the box, unfortunately, for Hibs.
Ravig, yep, Ravig is on Hearts at Yahoo, Cafe Matavina Dusk. En is Heinz komen zich eigenlijk al zo zo lijn maar zit. Ik heb dat Gamal wil ook komen, ze gaat te lijn Kutcher. Forsyth, tuned out. Agus Sophia in de nerp. Een triple SWP. Tuned out a follow vo Notley. The shot and the this Jabal, Agus Norsen, Chimichael Leah Eddie. Yes, nerp. Nog een terug SWP halen. I think the crowd are just waiting for something to excite them, Maria, looking for something to bring this game alive.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. It is quite cagey so far. It's always like in the derby, but we might have it now.
Toch goed, wel Cara McCarthy is. Grant, Sheena, gaan de Vigiano schön, maar als mag ik de fastest. Ga je chiedig go. Kirsten Morrison, Agus Timms, Norsen, could kutje met Joel Murray, en is gewoon naar de heel schön, de skipper de Kibs. Natuurlijk, ja, schön van Lorinta Morrison nog eenmaal omlaag, but we saw a glimpse there, Marielle, of Georgia Timms. The other side of her game, she's a good goal scorer, but poses a quite a physical threat up front as well. She's
incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, so that's definitely something the Hib backline will need to watch out for, because she's definitely capable of doing that.
Ik ga in eerste schöne zo'n, maar ik heb gevoegd als er wat kan strijden. Handley, I guess Mr. Morrison is shissen with the ball, that she zat ik een Smith, le coole sale, skill snog, ach Roako, boer nog zijn piek, te ha, Joel Murray, de bowler, schrijven dash. Handley, go. Smith the eerst. Did have the grant since Lockwood did het whoop Nearly Adams. I think the skip and all up van Newplangier kan een goed bal pin attack mee aan de schachke. En dus bring je fijn schachte te Samson. Look at that, Gian Jamaica nog. Nearly Adams een fijn tuil te galoppen mee aan de schachke en een popelig een checker. En dan skip ik Pauline Hamel. I guess dat je zoel voor de buur, je know dat. Dat je gemaakt. Parker Smith, Channaga, the key game is on Hearts. Och, good shiaf game, I could you. Cara Mishaw, Kibs, Macoloni, Smunyan Magainer, Pulicala Fala, I guess. Sure, get the shin, the rat, the stjach. Georgia Hunter, I guess, Hushin Mail, the nerve packet, Macoloni Kumazach, Boviana Pathket. Grant. Vinna Chumsi Chinastayara when a lad of Shia and Kibs. Eddie, Agus Yemig, Murray Shina and Kjarsnjova. Smith the Vistay the cool look. Adams, Sky Nadash. Heinz of Mugi. Raki and Archie Shin for Cassim Sampson at Agus Kiara Grant to skip with him. Makanya evokes it. Michi. Chile in a Sean Clickett and a Kibbs. Me and the path kitchen the Visa has the Hyenas Cara Grante the Rima, a decent stay me and the path kit. Not late, Cara Muscula got Liana Hines, Morrison, McCunniff. Lockwood, Mishka Morrison, Shelton Kusiashin, Kaelin Michi, agus Sue McGee, get you in for a look at the Kibbs, she's had to go straight. The hearts of his own. Handley, Giri, look at the Chinas Ashkara. She's trying to Joel Murray. Lockwood, Gagron Kushias, Lorintig Adams, fine, Nicky get nach Bull, Samson, Shinnefalas, Va, Loney, could Kuchum with Brownlee, Kuchum with Weinschiki, fine, really fall up. Grant, Nishviach and the Smith line, Suis, cool, the Galena Gian. Holland. Timms Edelieka, agus on the slide to Geshechas and Shin. Then Siobhan Hunter pick and the Vala the Famig. William Shech at the shot. I Glachig, look at that, I carts at high the lot. Unconventional challenge.
Certainly, I don't think it was deliberate. I think he was trying to cut the ball out, but unfortunately Georgia Timms took a bit of a sore one then, I think.
And shock out of my carts, look at that, a fuchtig Suis. Cara Grant, though, Gahok Alistair, Harawashkid, Haaland. That's been maybe indicative of the game so far, Marielle. It's just been a wee bit tentative, a wee bit nervy.
Yeah, that was a wee bit wasteful. Unfortunately, Kira won't be happy with that. Just need to try and connect a wee bit more, I think. Create something going forward.
And that'll be frustrating from Eva or Leeds' point of view. Should be looking to the experienced players, the ones who have been brought in, the likes of Cara Grant, to provide a bit of calmness and a bit of inspiration in midfield.
Yeah, definitely. Looking for her to dominate in there for sure. To try and settle other players down and settle into the occasion.
And the last, she Hibs Kumal Keln Navacha, the Hearts, be Dean Gibson, ni the Vatology Limera, Skip Ackerson, the Yen was shot. Ding and the click it in the years, Lishka like and click it in a hickey shot, and the chase of the schedule on either that. For sight, Hutchich Gadur, Takadish Hunter, Shin, it Hoshach Timms. Ishman. Kanya Rashva Notley, Sam Nurin to Macaloni, Humal, again with the Vika Makamaprisha. It's a hit. Fashka Fikit Minachinish. Michi, Chimichal, Notley, say could laugh Chimichal a card and Janakina Femi Gola Villa. Shinabaula Hearts a Lorak. Pat Jewel ach hickey shot. Fallach can never find Chimichal with Siobhan Hunter as Joel Murray. Hines, China Stuyach, these three, so let's fast get that. Plistico Eli Adams, who's the Legion Hearts, Chimichal or Katashi. Cara Grant to hat, the skip the foot. Round late, starts the Hilly Gadash's foot. To Hunter. Shinad Hosher with Jennifer Smith. I think one thing we can probably say, Marielle, that Hearts maybe are looking as soon as they can to get the ball in behind and hoping to catch, maybe get Georgia Timms through there, Jennifer Smith with their pace against Siobhan Hunter and Joel Murray, but just not worked so far.
Yeah, two extremely pacey players, so I wouldn't be surprised if that is the tactic today. I think from Ava's perspective, she'd probably like them to be a little bit more patient on the ball, and then they'll build up to make sure it's the right ball that they're playing. Lots just going through to the goalie at the moment, not getting it quite right. But
You've worked with her this season, Marielle. What changes has Ava brought to this to the Hearts squad and the way they play the game?
yeah, loads of changes. She's very, very keen on one-touch football, very, very, very keen on being patient, but building out from the back as far as possible, and then hitting when we can with the attacking threats that Hearts have got. So I think she'll be a bit disappointed with maybe how the game's gone so far, but Hearts are building into it slowly.
Dras de ball like Hibs geta. Is vechen die toekal van een goal. De Hunter agus Murray. Heinz le pick and room shots. Hij held in trip na gaan. Er geef je ze dus ik wil komen ze de goal gaan lijnen. Ze bal de sterk. Tune dat je Michael dat is een hand leese Dashko. Kirsty Murray. Dashko Heinz en ik shin voor live Michi Keniste. Ach. Nachke de bal hin daar gestegen en volkse. Yes, Gamach hier is nog een. Dat is sterk samen te Hearts. Michica Hilda gestei. Ach, Pisti shot. Makaloni. Agus at the key toe line Hibs. Machignani. Agus Michele Makaloni as an anti-cars. Gada more Luton, Dean Gibson. Agus na Highbees het Hoshach ag Tynecastle Luadela. Gidach mar reine te tesa na chai. Agus Hannig sin, was sat agus sheach by Cart saying agus biat gemat amelchach. Nach toe dat de bal de fall af gab Makaloni line bra at the shot. Nur of this sheikh Marielle. That's a goal really well taken in the end, but it came from a Hearts throw-in and they just couldn't build the ball out from the back.
It did, yeah. I think Hearts will be kicking themselves there, just a wee bit. It's like the way it's just fallen. A bit of a rebound off Georgia Hunter there, unfortunately, and it's just fallen at Michaela's feet. Well, it's a great finish, and you can see how much it means to her and the Hibs fans in the stadium.
Well, Bishaich agus Unsmoin the Laya the Gascali Gascoop agus the agus Shin for the Makaloni Sulamisha. Na sefach gegee te Hibs na hy Karnamian in the path geshach wie mooi. In the clear ach wys 'n aantjie gas te know dat is Makaloni lische deel had Hibs 'n goeie danschach. Is toch 'n shin route by in the game. Till wel as Hearts. Frikkers achgesen. De Thames een keer in vuil naar straaien. Agus Morrison bij ons, Anna Magau. Yes, Joel Murray. Yes, Gadikje schön. Misschien het China stij. Fachtel Kronachie, Doshach, Son Monica Forsyth, and again Marielle. I think the ball was probably there. She had to go for it, but in doing so, she caught Joelle Murray, who actually maybe did well just to get out of the way of the full force of that challenge.
Yeah, again, I don't think it's deliberate. Monica's a great dribbler. She's got lots of tricks and skills. I think she just overran that one a wee bit and followed through a wee bit and took out Joelle, unfortunately.
And now it's about the response. Hearts have to show a response now, having gone behind.
Absolutely, the home team. So that should hopefully settle them down a wee bit more. Maybe that goal will bring them to life and spark something in them. But they need to stick together now.
Grant tuned out. Follow Lockwood and Jennifer Kuchi Machadora. Hij doet prachtig gemaakt door Emma Brownlee. Smith go Jennifer Smith. Leishman de goede maken je duivel. Misschien is het zo gebeurd is Makaloni de Gutje gaat wat het hasje Daily Adams. Die Samson was het hasje van een goede race. Saint hier hoe Shelton Kusje en wel Shannon Leishman en Shannon Ashke Adams en geef wat dat is Tsjechië duivel. Pignoni strieken hun wel Nuri this and a high hibs of Benica Dayam, 3 Canyoni, a Kister Road, 3 Cahoon a shot, and the 2 Hoshaku with the East, you know, showed you. Hunter, so got Hines. He's here to Karen Traum, the North and out on the Kasanak for side. Macoloni, Leishman and Divamuyi, Adams, Agus Lockwood, Morrison, Savoksa, and Jimmy Sampson, Jailik to the shirt, Balwan and Tarsing. Murray, O'Shaw caught him to Lockwood, Agus Sampson of the East in the mat. Sheena Cass, the Max, Hamanig Hines of the bow, look at the Sheikh Nasmua. Is Yemagi, Newsy, Vasho, Ein Karst. Lockwood, Bech, Urbani, Darakic, Lockwood, Rasha, the Vaulach, Howe. It's an ocean of Likal. Kaelin Michi, Tony Voksa. Karen Kinis, the Blackie were cool. The Tims. There's Monica Forsyth on the fiach and the finest thing on the box is the Dish child. Lenta Laura is the go Haaland. Sa Haaland and Norsen of the Gokolar. Makabu the Korstach. And Gerang when the new session. Again, Marielle, it's Monica Forsyth going in, following in this challenge with the goalkeeper, and I don't think Benny Haaland was particularly happy with this one either, but again the ball's there to be won.
Yeah, she's very lively, Monica. She's always involved in everything going forward, so it's no surprise it's her involved, but she just maybe needs to be careful with the follow through for the challenges.
That's what you want to see though if you're a Hearts player. You want to see a reaction to going behind.
Absolutely, she gives you everything she's got, and it looks like Hearts are trying their best to get something back here and keep it tight at the back.
Just a smoothie attack with Buringaisen. Doch could the schedule hachke, but Macoloni. Heinz Janakus Katashin. Soon that Chimical Cheese, from the local Georgia Tims. Yes, we got the kid Hearts Prague Ellison, va Heinz Mach. And Cedric Gavas, Gekis, got the Jora. Peter Ruda in Suez, lively. Lockwood. Ja, en de smaak kijken de shin. Sampson kind of cool, go for the mach. Madison Gaka like Liana Hines. Luke, Shin Fash got it. Lucy Harrison of Ash and a G Shell, the Sika Cool, Juval, Suasco, Casson, Lockwood, go Prahumach, Kirsty Morrison, Ray Shisho. Drops it, Madison Handley, G-Shell of the son, I guess Hanik Georgia Hunter, Tarsinka Kuchachu. Shall stick go Adams, here through a current trauma. Attachkirchen for Eddie. Evo Joel Murray, he's in terug wel van de stennis moest toch naar big. Adams raak Alva, Macoloni de Cooley, Murray le toch Caramella. Say Pierre Liana Hines, Baltraste, Brownlee Shin, Calatuchum Kata Lockwood, I guess Cormac Haast, I guess. Well, Jimmy Forsyth, Shinine Karst. Nog Gunnar Telan geeft en jullie Gunnar Poelig gevallen af haast. Adams, I guess het ook klaar, I guess had het al gaan. Zuurboele. The referee thought about that one just for a second, Marielle, just in case it was inside, but I think it was clearly outside the box, but it's a dangerous position for Hearts, promising for Hibs.
Yeah, it was definitely outside. I thought it was, I think Kira thought she was a wee bit hard done by there, but it looks like she did catch her, but it's a very dangerous position, so Charlotte Parker-Smith will need to be on her toes and aware of the threat from this set piece.
Biu jak Siobhan Hunter as a chorm shot. Yes, Navarus Gabis, Joel Murray, Kiri Cormagal, Kuchach, Siobhan Hunter, a Bratagal, the Duyachu. Tell him Visavala, shouldn't Maha, Siobhan Hunter, to Likella Falaf Chigana, Rocketjana, Ach, Groongana, Katanela Tolno, Ach, the Puk to Falaf, Murray, I guess Hunter. Dawn on the gore my own shot. Siobhan Hunter at Okagal. Okay, the Shinichak. Hunter Maha. Oh, I was Shachate Van Chatarsing. You always know that Siobhan Hunter's going to go for power, but maybe if she had eased off the power a bit, that might have just gone under the crossbar rather than over it. I
agree. I think it's almost too close for the power that Siobhan has. A little bit further back, that would have been bang on, but too much power in the end.
Yeah, we 3 points in the shot. Who was the Radig Murrayfield? Michal Nilla. Harts, 4 in de route kunnen hoekal. Katie Rood, de gal 0 ganna. 5 years. En Sky in a dash. Brownlee. Isja, de Rood de Dies. Hij is je gebouw. Je graduim. Brownlee. Misschien geen karm, goed vader ge gleeuwen, ik ben een kleintje parag wel goedje hart Eva Olid me jene kleepal koshach suchen en alles Spaans fijne karm hart hart deur agus en toch is een hachje zo'n clubse daar goedje zo aan lopen is goedje dat we prima jene pal kosje jorpach Mitchell Boyle agus Dean Gibson bring the hele. It's a big loss for Hibs to lose Rachel Boyle, which looks like a bad injury for her, as well as Shannon McGregor.
It's a huge loss, a real shame for Rachel after coming back so quickly from her pregnancy. It's to be admired. A massive loss, and Shannon McGregor exactly the same. She's had her fair share of injuries, so hopefully not too long out for the pair of them.
Dean Gibson, Monica Forsyth, the Sass, that's a I think it's just the way McAlooney just lands on top of her there, but Monica Forsyth's been involved in pretty much everything for Hearts so far.
She has. She's a real battler. She really does get stuck into everything. I think there's a real battle going on in the middle of the pitch. That's not the first kind of challenge, but I think it's just a tussle in the end, and Michaela McAlooney's landed right on her. It looks like she's a bit winded more than anything else.
Yeah, safe to say she is winded after that. She may have twisted her ankle a bit there as well, the way she went to ground. Not a player Hearts would want to lose at this stage of the game.
Absolutely not. I think she's become key for Hearts, and since she's been back, she came back relatively fit and eager to go after a long-term injury. So that's been a huge bonus for Eva, really.
We hear a lot about the experienced player that Hearts have brought in, the likes of Cara Grant, Emma Brownlee, but players like Forsyth are vital as well in the way that Hearts want to develop as a club.
Absolutely, they bring something completely different. Monica's a player that I've always thought could go on and play for Scotland one day. She's so young, she's incredibly talented.
Haaland, sin Faralina, fine route in addition. With his suage polaatje, de dag waar Makeljoris aan de bouwlijn. Falla we hier het crush. Joel Murray, goed. Sacha Falla voor Gunnar. Samson, Celia Adams, Stri, Tuchtje Shoko Adams. En Sepiug, Morrison. Let's go Lockwood. Kopergum. Levaasje en Zwiege Chan Hibs. Heinz is aan Chile, Sviach in die is zoals de lijn is. Niet te bouwen en Tarsing. Bouw Loe, agus. Liesman Viach in de finest day. En is er een Katie Rood, maar George staat toch weer de gloosetje. Lockwood. Like Siobhan Hunter is in de eerste loos en de kloekje Paul Maas zoals go Liesman. Ishal Tarsing va toch een paar goeietje en section Coram te Samson Skippel geetje goed. Dean Gibson will be given the shortcomings with players injured and everything. Maria, he'll be quite happy with the way his team have started here.
I agree. I think out of the first half, Hibs manager definitely happier than Hearts manager at this point in time.
Stuchtia the Ishko Eddie in a pathke. Tim's is the Ish. Shilting Nyars the Nui Eddie. Is cogning a dollish wicket of the carts. Reach of the Sun Fachkel. I know the wicket of the Kibs shot. Klechki boy Kamashin, Georgia Timms. Is get Kovac in the stay the cool look. And Sue get a shin, Kachucha could try it. Achken Sapia, they'll try and got Haaland. Roundly, the Cheval Art. Is Hunter, Jenny Keen and a Hangi. Who's Shallow? Did that a catch? Hunter. Ja, just a big gronk and you leave us a big gal koest terug. Ga je bal voor te geven je vallen was je van Hunter. Wie is je koud? Mag je de bal dat je goed te hebben? De China mag leesje genoegen. Chichi was een nieuwstation. Ja, de grand kabinetjes. Die me gepast beetje pikken een persoon. Shannon Leishman maar orba. Ik heb de bar ook kijk hard session. De Hunter mag. Aatje. Versailles. Via Michi. Simka Smith. En die is Morrison. Chinadash Kuchiku Liana Heinz. Again, that's maybe a feature of the Hibs play as well, Marielle, that whenever Jennifer Smith has the ball, Kirsty Morrison doubles back to help Liana Heinz.
Yeah, again, Jenny's a massive threat for Hearts. She's so pacey and quite skillful, so it looks like she's been well marked out this game. She switched to the left to see if she can get on it, but no success so far.
Katie Lockwood, Fiach in the Bristol, Miana Parkes, Georgia Hunter Ishin. Right, but Fadach and Kidigaka look at the area Kibs, Rutik in the station, the skip of the carts or Cogan to get the goal, she'll get the Gian. Hunter. Versailles, eerst Viergendig. Het kunnen groeien meer een paardje goed willen. De fijn schach de Leishman in de val. Michi. Notley in de train. Leishman mag je de val. Schach minuten Colleune. Hibs het handschoen is het heel als in boven Macaroni. Maar Hibs je kunt je met Hearts of winnen en er je wat bal wat je goed. Has been another feature of Hibs' play, Marielle. Whenever Hearts do try and build it from the back, the press is reasonably rapid to put pressure on them.
Yeah, they're very well set up. I think they know what Hearts are trying to do, and Hibs are doing their utmost to stop that happening and put a lot of pressure on it. It leads to unforced errors like that one we've just seen there.
Haaland, Shindro Artisan, Leishman gaan door de jachtje, goed je geur mag. Barakien. Roundly. Zijn te Michi je gewoon versmaakt, nog de coole Macaroni. Sniabes Lia Machasi, goed Chown Lockwood. Taisje, je de moeie voor Kirsty Morrison, Paul Ishallestay, Juval aan Kutjak Adams, de Tune dus Georgia Hunter, Junama, Junakina Nakangi. Shallow, Celia the Darakic. Again, Marielle, a good move from Hibs and good defending in the end from Georgia Hunter.
Yeah, well worked move. A great driving run from Michaela McLoney to open that up and open up the space on Hart's left hand side. Lucky not to get more from that chance, I think.
The Adams in the SWPL Cheval had al een stuk en je kapak voor ze bij Hibs. Shinne Gaal van een Oshang. Ga Leah Eddy in een al van het vuur in een fascische Gaza. First Morrison is voedig vastgered had ik zijn gewoon kudde. Je gaat mijn navres kijk zo vatten. Kamer zit. Siobhan Hunter is kaag de slie en een suus. En een boek zijn kaart. Geeft bal de val af. Madison Handley gaat drippig Nasatje mag. Eddie, Akashina Kynes. Lockwood, Gahan de Chimical Motion, Kirsty Morrison's game, Handley Jailik, Edition, Ripa Oshanilla Basal. I guess Eddie Uadela, Gino Sleegan and Oshan, I guess Fruity Hunter, Joel Murray, Sleegan and Suez, going to book a card through Uadela. Kadosha Huyok, Shoak Tynecastle. Eddie Uadela, I guess a reach of the quick and cook, I guess tarring, Ashkin, I guess Gary Fackle, Madison Handley, Kasorichip. And it's Notley, Ashke the Keeler, Ro Ashke the Keeler, back to reach of it. Leah Eddie Maha. The Ish Ave, Charlotte Parker Smith, I guess Samson, the Castlee, guy in the follow. Bullock Keentje van de Jaclea, kaart zich goede kilometer de Gietwouw. Morrison, Bouw, dat is in het opere gedash. Suus de Lene, Billy Adams, Chown de Chalene. Notley, Hines, Morrison. Again, Marielle, that's quite well worked from Hibs under pressure. Short passes, but they've kept the ball and eventually drawn the foul.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say Hibs have got control of the game at the moment. A bit of a silly one there from Michi to give that foul away. She's facing her own goal. There wasn't really any need, but easier to say from up here, of course.
Gia Shakib's a skill shot. Notley, Okagal. Pullach, Mahas. Sanika Sue Magedig Farklik at the Hearts. Yes, with Lockwood picking the Vulia Shinachai, Asha the Castle and Ishley. Guruk Van, Chich Kushachisteko in the book session. Notley Ga, Kiriaka like Heinz Uadilla. Challenger the Davinach, Mageda again. Hiet Lemaha, Fiction could be just minutes of Araka in next Jidigide. I guess Lockwood. Tegen de Shabal nog vlieg je de laat. En dat is een beetje dat je goggenig de Hearts. Hier de Pel lekker nooit, Katie Lockwood. En dat is genig. Dat kutje. Hebben ze de klikken de legenade bewoen huilen wachten. En gauw. De kiechpres, Freda. Van de club. Als je niet pleinen. Marijn Gianu, dat je dat door jelle wachten. Misschien dat je dan ook goed is. Tim's got Marcus Son Smith, Hines, de Moonse Vince, Motion Morrison, Dashka Kutchuk. Handley, Tim's een keer de bal taas op. You can see immediately, Marielle, as soon as Hearts do get possession situations like that, Georgia Timms is wanting the ball early, and she wanted this maybe just a fraction earlier and with a bit less pace in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think it's just what Hearts need to improve in the second half, is just trying to connect that final ball through to Georgia. I've not really managed to get her on the ball at all this half, which is disappointing for them.
Nash go Murray. Macaroni. She'll need to get a game, make a shot. Tuned so couldn't get in the night. I shouldn't have Macaroni, Duval. Achenorshin. Nishman of the ball, which Ash the Hearts. Get another of a Suichuk and Gilt and a Hearts.
additional time.
Minach Varach ac yn dychwych i'ch jedig Hiedley. As we've said, Marielle, Dean Gibson will be the happier of the two coaches, and Eva Olid will work to do at half-time.
Yeah, I think she'll have some words to say to the girls, try and settle them down for the second half. I'd be surprised if she makes any personnel changes, but you never know. I think it's more a case of trying to connect the ball and be a bit more creative in the attacking half.
Wel, toch laat ik hier weer een kaartje uit de gele. Weer een koren als een vechtje in de tevalme paadje. Toch een koren maken. Regedig lee haast dat Michietje dat je de bal dat je gaat de Macaloni is je closer te vallen voor Chiara Grant. Hij duivel. Haast hij komt het al fijn tijd policeman in de koele klippos en bijunjach gegaan. Weet je de sturige lijven maken en nog zijn. Zijn zeggen de winnaartje waarach. Geen geld en geen tjedig niet. Weet je dus toch het al likker hebben ze de poschen show gaan. Ze keren je met navres maar ik daar het heel bij zo. De winnaartje waarach de winnaartje voor de geld in ging. Eddie wil een nog zijn. Eddie Duval. Doin agus amach agus fóní sin gan a réite a mí avras tuirte lé go ceann lé a háisich go maslúach frinasach ach me géidir hall anna capel nó a thuad Michaela Macaloni chiad tuil de hibs te a nún tuil dhéana chiad le ball de fristigicht sa bóx agus le caslí gasstú de sechad Charlotte Parker Smith agus Harts het geleerd uphild in Castoretje Vallage Monica Forsyth de meer in de paas en je laat de passage in de geld zoals van een wien van een nu ja je wordt je kibs is tolletje ik Leeunie Harts een county park ze daar de show ik Tynecastle ik Leeunie maar Harts Johnny heb ze hun.
Wel, we nog krijgen Hibernian met alles Jack Galeer groenjes. Misschien je dat tussen Karsten me horen is het daarnlee. Steeds maar je toch kleintje wo manager skippen Palkosha Hearts. Zie meer dat je de drieërgeetje ikke clubs die kunt je. Het was trein te Franlandse manager Celtic. Er zijn een aarde horsko skip go Palkosha wil je nog een halve zich hier dal amaag. Zo ik van echt. Even Ollet.
Eva.
Hi.
Tell me how you first got into football in Spain.
Well, I start as a player. I start with 7 years old playing in the school with boys because at home at the weekend my dad always had football on TV and I start watching football from my first years in my life and was always football at home, and for that I think that started my passion about football.
Who were your heroes?
Well, it's curious because I had well, my hero is always my dad, my first one, but if you are meaning about football, I had favorite players and most of them were Brazilian players. Like in that time we had a player called Bebeto that was playing in Deportivo La Coruña and I was so fan of him. And after come other Brazilian players like Rivaldo, Jalminha. Like I don't know why all my favorite players were Brazilian and well, that started my first years in football.
Do you think it was their style of football? All these are great Brazilian players. Do you think it was their style and their flair that's what you loved about them?
Yeah, and so attacking players and was like a show, no? Too like they were doing amazing things. Now like everything is more static, no more. And in that times I remember the Brazilian players doing amazing things on the pitch. And now, that freedom that they had, now I don't see too much. I started playing with boys, and then from 7 at 10 years old, I went to a girls' team, but maybe the girls' team was from 9 years old to 15 years old, all the girls together. Like now, for example, we have U11, U12, U13. No, years ago you had 2 teams, the under 15, everybody there, and more than 15 maybe. When I started playing senior, I was 15 years old and I was playing with 30 years old players.
How tough was that? If you're a 15-year-old girl and you're playing against mature women who are experienced players, was it difficult?
Was difficult, yeah. But you can learn a lot from them, but it's not the same because the physicality, the experience is important, no? And just with experience, they win you in a lot of things.
You went to university to teach. Did you keep playing football during that period, or did you have to really focus on university?
Yeah, like when I was playing, we were not paid for playing. Like you had to travel and you had to pay your transport and was maybe spend all the weekend away, no? And I had clear that I wanted to have a degree, to have a plan B in my life, and arrive a moment that I have to focus in the university, and then I start more playing to enjoy than to do that commitment, because was not professional, the football in that time for women.
When did the seeds start in your mind about thinking that coaching was a path you could go on?
Yeah, when I was at the university, I had an opportunity to be coach in a school with 20 years old, girls and boys, and just I did one part to win money while I was studying, but it was a great experience. And from there, something inside me say me, this, you like that, no? You enjoy doing that, and I want that football be forever in my life, and that is the way that I want to do. Arrived a moment that I start studying football, all the courses possible. I did all the license, the qualifications in that time, and that made me want more be coach, no? Because when you study football, you understand more everything, and you like, and then is when I said, I so clear this is my objective, I want to be coach.
How much did you enjoy taking the game of football and breaking it apart and studying all the different elements of it and educating yourself that there was so much to it that was, you know, that all added to the game itself?
Yeah, well, I can spend hours and hours speaking about tactics, or be all the day watching things about tactics is my passion. No? I think that my strong point is tactics, and I love to do the game plans, analyze the opposition, and then decide how we are going to hurt them. That is my best thing to do every week. No? When I watch everything, and tactically I have to think how hard the opponent. That is my favorite thing during the week.
You spent some time in America studying the game there, coaching there. What did you learn about yourself, but what did you learn about football in America, which generally was more advanced than in Europe at the time?
Well, I was surprised in United States, because United States, everybody thinks that is so physical, and it's true, but they have a good tactical level too, no? And now it's the combination between the physical side that they have and how they are in tactics. That is a big progression in tactics in United States, and there are really good teams that play really well, and that was a surprise for me.
How did the Hearts manager's job come about, and how excited were you by it?
Yeah, everything comes from the same thing, no? Frank called me one day and said me, look, Eva, they are looking for a manager. Why you don't send your CV, no? I say, yeah, of course. I would like a lot that opportunity. And then I sent my CV, and I had to pass a different process, like did a long presentation about my methodology, what I wanted to do with the team, my philosophy, my model game, everything, like more than 1 hour of presentation. And one day, I remember always on 9th of July, I received the call of Roger, that was the technical director in that moment, and expecting, no, Eva, you are not the final choice. And he said me, Eva, do you want to be the manager? I said, of course, and I start crying. Yes.
What would you say, you said you had to present your philosophy to Hearts. What would you say generally is your philosophy on the game? How do you want your teams to play?
Yeah, well, I want, of course, that my players enjoy playing football. That is my main objective. And I think that the players enjoy with the ball. It's not to say, I want that my team have the possession of the ball, yes, but because I want that they enjoy playing, no? I like to see my team happy on the pitch, and I think that they enjoy having the possession, and for that we work to have the possession of the ball. But always with the idea that the objective is to score goals, no? If we have the opportunity to be vertical, we are. If not, but always to try to have the ball.
There have been historically some very dominant teams in Scotland. Glasgow City and Hibernian were dominant for many years. Now it's Glasgow City, Rangers and Celtic. There's a lot of investment there.
Yeah.
How much do you enjoy the challenge with the resources that you've got, trying to give them a game and take them on?
Well, I think that I'm motivated every week, no? But when I arrive at games, it's a proof where we are, regarding where we want to arrive, no? We see that the difference is not too much if we compare the budgets of one team and others, no? Like on the pitch, you don't see that big difference. It's a difference, of course, but not that big difference. And then you say, well, just with a little more resources, really I can match them, no? But of course, it's a process. It's not in 1 year. It's a process, and we are there inside that process.
When you look at your coaching journey so far, how happy and settled and pleased are you with what you're doing at Hearts? Because the team has come on so well, and everyone's talking about this young Hearts team and what the potential is. How pleased are you with your life at the moment and what you're doing?
Well, it's an amazing project, no? Because I arrived here, this team was amateur, and be part of this project to a team that become professional from amateur, it's like you feel really well, because you are doing something so positive for women's football, no? It's helping a team to be a professional. And I'm competing with a young team, and see these players, how they are growing as a players and as a person too, is so nice.
And just finally then, you're still young in your career. What ambitions do you have? Do you look far away, or are you more focused on the short term?
Well, I'm focused in the short term, but everybody has dreams, of course. I know that football is my life, and I will be where football is. No, I don't have limits. You say limits in English? I don't have. I want to be a success coach in football, and my dream will be, of course, play a Champions League, for example. But always be involved in projects like this one, that a club that want to invest in women's football, want to make grow women's football. If it's a project like that, I will be there, no? If it's a project that as much clubs that have the women's football just to have, I won't be there in that clubs.
Eva Olid, coach Hearts Shin, talked another second unique account. Marielle Kenny, Bashevik look at the Hearts to Marielle, as we discussed before half-time, she's had the most work to do, you'd imagine, at half-time, just to try and lift those Hearts players as they're a goal behind.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an unfortunate position that they think that they find themselves in. Time to turn it around in the second half, so I'm sure Eva will have given a passionate speech to get them going again and start the game all over again.
The Shea Hearts for this Dara Lekatol. Georgia Timms, Edeval, me and the basket. Fedi corner of a reach of it in Snedden. Isn't going to do it to the start. The Dara Lekatol. Dash going to be it. Starsinko Emma Brownlee. So it's Monica Forsyth of a Gemapo, Alison Hearts and me and the basket. Keelan Michi. There's no Russian to the head pick and a skimmish go Jennifer Smith by the Vistoi. Madison Handley with Ashka Smith, Paul with Chintarsing of Chidach go Joel Murray. That's why Hina Siobhan Hunter Kamal Lanchet. Clear Elena Chiana Kibbs Hitley Brownlee. Ish pass to the Hurtikin Rochrui. Son Monica Forsyth. As we expected, Marielle, they've come out and started the brighter, and I'd imagine that's exactly what the coach would have been looking for.
Yeah, that was a really positive start. Again, it's just the final ball, maybe a wee bit too much pace on it, but certainly on the front foot in the start of the second half.
Skippy and Kakuna Fadache, Akivel. Skippy Carts to the head of try it. Yes, Hibs Kuchuk. Skippy Kunar Gleunje. Yes, Marathons and Katosha in of Kusrun and Kibs. You who are in the out, you look at them. Edevengi Achkison. Simpson, Nash, Parker Smith. Game of the ball, the hook, Alice Liant, you can noon to this Hitley. Hunter, go Hunterella, Kilner in the pathket. And it's Katie Wood. Alle wheels, het al Pies Malish, en Orson de Brachter, so is Emma Brownlee. It's always so frustrating, Maria, when you've made that kind of galloping run and the player outside you is then standing in an offside position. But credit to Hibs for maybe just holding the line and stepping out to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She doesn't really look off. Joelle looks like she's playing her on, to be honest. But she's, that's where Emma wants to play. You know, she's got a huge attacking threat as well, even that from right back. So unfortunate not to be able to capitalise on that one. I think
Joelle Murray looked like she may have been at least level with it. Yeah. Lockwood, Tundax, Norsen, Jechik, we could try and come Morrison of back. It's maar the cool. Smith, sure like Aster, Suez alive, Fleas and Hearts for Side Conlady, a high Garrigus Day. And it's an Ocean. Yish can you the bow, trying to go Tim's Kumishach Gilliot. Gibson. Just taking drug like Tasha Gadarno day, but Hearts. We got Sulich Shinkataka that I got the game Uchke. First and a gas and a genial na passage and Hibs the V Kumishach Gillior when a Vien Granoi. König ma Hearts Sadashi shots with a Kuhn and a Jidich the game. We should not all Jidach go play in Penash via Koyev. Allowing the Hoofbit Capital Cup. Georgia Timms, Gadich Yorish of the finish of the state. So here at the game, could Hibs a Hulikin in a play in Penash Achkas in the States when you get. Goeie keer. Game met de weer Kirsty Morrison. Geen hele die Vitage geknuffelig is aan Hibs. De die Gleva substitution is aan Hibs ju. Michi. En Chile gedash geta. Georgia Hunter. Uit kaartje wil Katie Rood. Brownlee. Just again a V8, just picking it cool with Chiara Grant. Reed, here's going to pass. yn y nhw I Macilior. Trawn yn oes yn lysio sŵr gyda asgo grant ac yn I ma bawb o chwmal ag Hearts. Forsyth. Dal Chimichal. Yd Leishman yr un Gilior diolch ys on. Cwyd tarsing y ddylun agos ymach. Awkward. Dwi'n magiach y bawb o chwmal eichio. Ys gallwch asgo Macaroni. Yn hosiach yd Adams gyda. Ys Samson sgwpwch I oed I chw. Sy'n bal na siar. Ach y ddiysg. Mindful Forsyth o'r girach go Hunter. Smith. Ardach Tuki Macaloni sin. Is a bonach dwyddi I ddasha fel Lockwood. Dwi'n leilysio bal lata yr eist. Ishman, sy'n ffachwtiwm. Bal Norsen with Bulama. But we're seeing the same feature from a Hearts point of view early in the second half, Marielle. They haven't plenty possession, but again, it's the final ball from middle to front. It's just not accurate enough, and that's been their downfall so far.
Yeah, it's just not quite clicking. We'll obviously be looking to change that, but it just takes somebody to put their foot on the ball and just make sure that they're accurate enough with that final pass and make sure they find Maroon.
Brownlee, Carey. Dan Chinas Ashgara, for a Katie Rood, Kanchijak this Jan Ashko, Siobhan Hunter, that local Suez got Adams, but in Shine for Smack and Smooth, and this Grant, Machko, Addison Hanley, and this Viest. Kuste the Val, Mach get the Hood, Diana Heinz picking to Hood, get a Deval, Saturday Chechasal, Tim's, Dolcolar. Agus reach at the start of the game. Bwylio Manuto. And say fydwch the lar. Mae'r beth sy'n fa corma just o'ch glws at the fallaf o I shot. Mae'n dod asio dachar to sy'n hyn Stuel. I think it's just a wee clash of heads there, Maria.
Yeah, it looks knockers to begin with, but then I don't know, I couldn't tell if it's a bit of a down her ankle or if she's got a little knocker in her head. It looks like struggling a wee bit to see it of her eye.
Bwylio dwi fy hun, agus chymach het pick and coat. Agus hyn Stuel Murray, tiwch strys yn y fwy. Agus mae'n cael Stuel dolca fynydd iach wedi stau dŵlan ydy hon gyws yn y fytian ys yn glach I dwi fy hun ag Tims. And always with head knocks, Marielle, the looking hockey was enough, but you have to be doubly careful, don't you?
Yeah, seeing it back there, she's definitely taking one right on the left side of her head, quite high up, I think, so Hearts doctor will be concerned about that, as he should be.
So coach Kuchuk Gaal Pech, Diachig. Fallas by Kersgilors and Kumalora, Kabig Eva Olid is on Pia Pukita, Yeshia Hau, Tass again. Gyda the Hoshik Oxford United, Kai Norsen go lose. Club gyda Fran Alonso, mae'n stynnu ki Glas Galapa. Muddy Hearts. Game gyda Ashgydol. Nos gyda Chysyn Givi Kate Chile gyda Ashgyd, gyda Hayas yn Shisa by 2 fel yn y path, gyda Nishtyd Ashgyd y path, gys Paolo Dalichio. Trying for Michi Carantol gesug, agus Murray is in. Chile gewil go Michi. Alva Hanley, tarsing Lena Gianna Chico Hunter, Brownlee. She was sparach gas dara le. Oh, agus the shin fash. Forsyth the dies just as we glue it agus for Tims. Like you foster. Marielle, that's as close as Hearts have come so far.
Yeah, it was great composure from start to finish. Kaylee Michi keeping the ball really well. Addy, great ball out and spreading it to the right hand side. Monica unlucky not to somebody to connect with that cross.
Ball tarsing vote for side. With Tim's Becken a chadú i gileore, ach shape the Boschen of his own. Grant. Ute shop Lister kind of cool, go Tim's, I guess hey throw Casson. I guess it shouldn't caught him. The Hibs, Puchtin Asacha Amach. I mean, it's hard to know, Maria, how much that head knock has affected her, but since she's come back on, she's had a couple of half chances, and that one just caught her unawares almost.
Yeah, it did. It just fell right to her, but I don't know if she just took her eye off it. I think, unfortunately, slipped away from her. But a big chance if she can control it in there.
But more encouraging from a Hearts point of view.
Definitely, I think they've started the second half much brighter than the whole of the first half put together.
Eva Olid, dus een klukje dan ik leeuwje gaat oprukken. Dus veel aan mijn morgen ja, hij maar bruin leuk klukje. Ik kan dat je hoes. Zeg klukje aan de lijn Jean, de carrot aan de street Harsing hij maakt bij geproefd is hoes. Pikken een saartje de lijn geest daar. Schöne kutje goed Hearts kutje fijn parach. Klukje dan de deur. Hunter Art gen hier much Brownlee. Ga heilige dash. Michi Steiko Grant. I guess Smith Suri line clean maar je wat dicht get yep. Heinz na hui. Morrison het Ashka kutje goed. Handley Lisha Bow. Tarsing's game out. Haaland. Soul accumulation. You can tell from the reaction on Addison's face that she didn't mean that, but it almost ended up being a goal. Yeah, she's laughing. I think she was caught between a sort of shot and a cross, really, but it's ended up hitting just the top of the bar. Goal has done well just to make sure it's tipped over. Boshanjela, the Hearts, maar is Kroatel Shechat, dat gegeven Haaland die Kientje. En ze die is schatje dat loop ik Shechat dat want je tarsing, dus die is de Boshanjela besound the Hearts had Kutjem Edit Hull like Hibs, I guess clean to give a little tash can is China stay the goal. Grant, one and O'Shea. I guess like a cool bus. Georgia Tim's the ears, I guess. Well, Kim shouldn't have this day. Of all the Hearts players you'd want, Marielle, that chance to falter, you'd have picked Georgia Tim's.
Yeah, it's a great ball in from Kira. She's got a great delivery from set pieces, battling for it in there, but she has connected with it, but sort of back across goal rather than at the goal. Unfortunately, she'll be disappointed with that, I think, Georgia.
Barach is leeg harm, gaan het doen zo'n Hearts fijn dat Ash kunnen. Aha, Hibs in de boek tegen de Ash, is had je gekooid, en als vrienden zich gaat heen, trazen daar een eetlis naar de beek. Hearts gaan val. The team Gibson in this half of Kuchum. Mason, Barach Camas Ashkin. Yeah, Torrich is a rage with it. Geen in een klukje dan, ik heb de vaart. Barach in een miljoen shot. Maar ha, US de shoe like Hearts against it. Grant to the eerste punik bal om je in een paardje. Tim's. Strie die not late punik hier doen ze. Lea Eddie en Orson. Gastu de follow-up. Georgia Hunter, Lashko, Parker Smith, and Samson Kalikalamache do well. Christy Morrison, Frankel Shoak, Liana Heinz, China the Kulu. Eddie, Kiri Abuja, that's the issue here to Karen Traum section. The Hearts is verzeikt de bal, Vinjeke Dasha gaat het Morrison aankelen heen shot, Frasse gewoeid, Tarsing, Hunter, Jelike de Shechiat bal, Makaloni en Orson en Geno, Dream is on, Katie Rudeha, de Tuchtjem, I guess fine, Survey. En was het schön, voor die Aslish. Smith, trying to follow Heinz. And he said, "Yes, dat caught him." The shot the Hearts for sign. Yes, tegen de Kelly a lot of appreciation. Maar je houdt. En is een Orson. Walk through the dash. And that maybe sums up how this second half has been, Marielle. Katie Lockwood back helping her defence has been all Hearts so far.
Yeah, it was a great turn, and Jenny Smith using her strength in the middle of the pitch to turn there and create something forward. Hearts look a lot more confident going forward this half.
Leile ball hard to the East Moon Haaland. I guess the East Yemigi Jelicidish. I think Addison Handley's on a mission just to chip the goalie from near the touchline.
Yeah, again, it's maybe more just a get the ball in the box and then sort of really pick somebody out, but it's certainly causing problems for the Hibs defence.
Sheer Carnach Suas in the Blepen Oshain Hearts. Grant Rias wanna do val. Handley Fave Condy Car. This sheer Monica for sides Rias at the rookie of the shin. En is Eli Adams de dash. Stig aan de box zich heen. Kun Hibs aan een driplach. Morrison, tegen de Solene Gian, echt je goedje geeft en de Rigi bal wat goed maakt aan. Smith de dash. Handley, Miss Tarsenko. Georgia Hunter had de kronken get de door als de show Hearts. Anna Hines. Hunter, game at the village. She should know if I can give you good to make some Hibs in ish. Caramella, but two more boxes. The Ish Macaroni, Janukini, and Achai, Monica Forsyth, and Murphy, Darakac. A couple of times, Marielle, that Monica Forsyth has gone close, and this fell to her just inside the box, and she didn't quite get the connection she wanted.
Yeah, she just didn't quite catch it. It's on her left, unfortunately. She sort of went to pass it instead of maybe power would have been better. They just didn't quite get hold of it, unfortunately.
Grant, Fiach in the Hearts, Fuchtig Suicide, Shaikiri, Taichke de Vermoeies, Femi, Karanadash, Brown, Lee had. Took Chimarash Barach and Alona Chance, and Minison for you. Leishman. Fiach in the fine Chimik, a lot of Swiss line it. To review up the Segas, can you ball the Smith Kucher, Jamie Charlotte Parker Smith, Shin Tarsing. That's always the kind of challenging ball for a goalkeeper, isn't it, Marielle? You take it early, so it's into that corridor of uncertainty, and she dealt with it well. Yeah,
she did really well to smother that comfortably there. Charlotte's had a great season. She's really come on leaps and bounds. I think she's really benefiting from the changing environment at Hearts.
The route was close to the game. Nashulich in Ishley. Da skipper. Corum and Kirkel. Corum Sula Hochadash the Lungenthal in a game. This is the only goal of the game so far, Marielle, and the frustration from Hearts' point of view will be that they surrendered possession cheaply from a throw-in.
Absolutely, almost came out of nothing. I sort of flicked round the corner to try and play out, but it just didn't quite come off, and it's resulted in a goal. Hearts won't be happy with that. They'll be dead set on putting that right this half.
Galone, Nish Lungenthal in a game, Mahat. Stigan Lee and Megediganish, Hearts of the big Kronke Doris. Corum Kunar, Father Kuchikiet, game on the Pia League in the band, Kuchuk, Glasgow City. Well, good to get the goal. That's going to volley you and now up around. And Sanami Hibernian, Top in the Mar, Hachke, Chikiet, and the Skish of Shinpel, and BBC all up a Kuchuk. Again for a good to get the goal. Sanchez on Shakibullah. Eddie is on Hibs. And it's a chain dash for Addison Handley Ozumach. Tarsing. Friendly Jelicidish. Ruud Jakiri Barachkunia de bal naar wegje. Macaroni de Gutsch Woes Bedish. Jurg Leishman. Chico Adams. Macaroni. Alvart. Prachtig goede Fias. Morrison. Ballerina de shin as je bouwen mag. Van de tune dat je Michael Handley zei. Die maakt je goed dat de kast aan de shin en blik dat je aan elke kaart. Morrison Jeff College Satagas Sheikh Hosnick Sakalak Hines of the Cooluk Lockwood Shin Fashgora Shin Farlatol Miss Hines in motion le Corum Bauliche Tarsanach Giri Sueg agus Shin Corum Hearts the Boshen Ian Hibs the Hinad Ashkan again as Joig the Hearts of in a slot like Toshach Adea we gan in a basket the Hutchis the Corum had do that the Ashkuan agus the Nish be Hibs is mooning well so got a show at town making you Dara to a line and agus Murray Cooked Suas Lia Eddie Uadela Von and Oshan Murray agus Vada Darakat Shach Duadi Kuach Gileora the Shinna skipper the carts and Hearts Fiachandi Kuchimach van a Hu Maraha Gochach Kiri or Michi Heinz stay with Cool Smith Kamal Lockwood White Quite Alva Adams Giri Valnus Louis Fatroyach and Tarashaviana Pathgate Maria Chai Fash to Shanur of the Shinley Count Chicken and Ash trying to go Lockwood Jew Hildax Yug Adams they gonna Voxach Yari Dasha George Hunter doch Skijika Macha Adams to the Humal Estate Coloni either gut Chidash me and a Pathgate Jew game of the Vieshki should you not clearly me and a Pathgate Lockwood McCunny Shin Farlatolach the issue trauma New Sisa Cora McKibbs has Bell Le Eddie Akaina Dash Boliana Hines Agus Morrison Eddie Lenta Laura and it's Hanurin to Leanna Hines good flowing move again from Hibs Marielle but the danger always is that despite Hearts' domination that Hibs can always hit you with a sucker punch.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first kind of real chance for Hibs in the second half since we've come back out. But it's a reminder to Hearts how dangerous they can be, and Hearts want to get back in this game, and they need to do it sooner rather than later.
Barach Rowan, Nick Hearts of the Vengi, and the game is at show Arafu. Chris Kolaskaville, Naharichin, a Shinatola, Ian Kata, Kinidasa. Goed Riertje Kileur, de Signonia de Vaat. Heinz, Gierig, Bloosed McCunny, Lockwood, Collection Chin, Agus Givey Dasha. Seen McCunny evokes his faster, Miles, when you pass in your position by Alice Notley, I had to put a looks to be Charlotte Parker Smith. Hanley, and Zwalde de Golmach. Arachin, Golahin. Looks like Erin Rainey about to come on. Possibly also Gwen Davis. So clearly Eva Olid is not too happy with maybe what's been happening in attack for Hearts. You'd imagine though those would be like for like with strikers coming on.
Yeah, I think there's some fresh legs and try and re-energise a wee bit, try and see if Hearts can capitalise on the possession that they've had.
The ball with Asha Kibbs, Ellis Notley, le room me in a park of Roots and with G Keltcher, because it could get with the rainy, I guess Brownlee, Ash can a jiggly, Echit, and the ball with all G the Gemach, the Shin Column to Hearts, Naharich and a Shinny Yanok at Nahalat. Chisha Lahanish, the Miswinit, Dave out. Katie Rood, Dollet. agus Jennifer Smith with all yet Kuchuk, Rennie, agus Davis. Sinead, what qualities will they bring to this Hearts side, Marion?
Lots of running, lots of energy, something completely different really, particularly from Erin in there. And Gwen, she can run all day, she's very, very pacey. So yeah, similar to Jenny in that respect, but without the sort of 70 minutes under her belt, so hopefully she'll be able to create something going forward for Hearts.
Maloney Leishanur, but Dolchidach, the Mach. Dean Gibson doesn't have that many options on the bench either. Five players, 4 outfield players, and none of them are defenders, so he'll be crossing his fingers that none of his defenders get injured.
Yeah, they are very short on numbers today, Hibs. An unlucky position to be in, but certainly they living on the pitch just now seem to be holding up well.
Jade Harach Unias and Merrick game of third. Drast at the Kumalish New Hachke. Yes, Stockrishin Parskin and Nielsen gave a lead Kuchuk Gibli. You can Prague all the skis to be this is in Kasanek, look at down Hibs. Grant. Here tell I can hear Erin Rennie and the Paolo Chadash, Kim Coloni, the Vinyaki Dash. Lockwood, the Kucha machine. With Grant, I guess. I'm a slimmer than Haas did a lot. Along with the train. It's Toshik who we make and we nistig and you get minutes megedig. And so father king just them vision of a Toshik daar leke wil lead Siobhan Hunter. Joe Murray, Joe het kronk in een baantje geschieden geschieën ze eerst. Allen, Zeddy, heb ik er een versmacht. Het is toch een skis, het is een stuk een vliegjachtje. After that flourish, Marielle, Hearts will need to dig deep again. They didn't get the equaliser their play probably deserved, but they need to find the energy to go again from somewhere.
Yeah, sometimes the game kind of ebbs and flows like that. Hearts didn't take the chances when they had so many, but and then Hibs have come forward a wee bit, but I'm sure they'll find it within themselves to come forward again.
Allen, Galsmach, the Shinach. Door die pullen gevallen was en ik had Ash van Hunters, this check of Hearts. Die is Murray is een aantal gerst, maar Hanneke bouw dat Ash is tijd en ga. Het is geen nog terug, het kutje kunnen goed dus kasten de bouw de laatste meer in de paard keer zo'n pikken je een chase Hearts voor de loonetje. Haaland het zien een mag zo. Is dat zo wel Tim's gehoudje. Zo dat Aslish. Is chat krant Zwaarte de gele die vallen gaat. Plistukjes nog heel Adams te show Lockwood Sur line yes. En die focus de fijn doen je stuk aan de boxen Macaroni en is te schön maar Adams zag soms als Zwaarte de gras tarsting voor Lockwood. Got Eddie Morrison, en die Gumala top. James Nui Murray with the shot at the here. You see a Morrison Notley Tarsing skip plug the cool look. Chandler the Hastel Magiddick, Handley coming to Sun Ruinian McKenna. And Davis, via the Shinahedic, and the Duval. Mi Hearts bal hier seke Jansson. Michi hier toe trouw met die is Morrison. De Commerce Caramor to follow up. Samach. It's getting a bit scrappy now, Marielle. There's a few errant passes, maybe a bit of tiredness creeping in, and that could be decisive in the last, quarter of an hour of this game.
Yeah, a bit of tiredness, but maybe a bit of cautiousness from Hibs wanting to hold on to the lead a wee bit. But I think that's natural at this stage of the game. Things start to break down a wee bit. I wonder if Hibs will bring on some attacking substitute, try and liven things up again for them.
Kirsty Morrison looks like she's down with cramp. I saw her stretching just when the ball was out of play earlier, so she's obviously got a problem.
Yeah, I think between Kirsty Morrison and Addison Handley, there's been a great battle over there. They're both young players with bags of energy and bags of talent. So I'm not surprised she's starting to pull up a wee bit. She's given a lot to this game.
De week maar terugbaar lijkt nou is dat je goed. Maar ook knantje en een klikje aan uren dat je net klikje het kleeg een party kutje. Je kagen in de game met Steve Gibson de gaals en chicken minutje naar aan. Been a click aan tolletje, just a brisje zo eens game. Waarom balak misgaan. Man alleen rash. Dus Loersen pucht uit zo'n gasten uur dat we ze daar gaan. Bal McDermott. Misschien nu een point. Game met you. Goes Riley to Fiper. Shin. Banagashka. Van goed. Wel Hibs, Blischko, Shannon Leishman. Coloni. Is de cool Leishman en Kamal Dolla gesuishin. Rodo. Smith, le shit voor dit vandaag. Notley. Haast de Kamal Dolla meer een paardjes aan. En een stille klikje dan meer een paardjes aan. Lockwood de zuurde per Tsjecha te zijn. Le Chenussi was in het kelen Michi. Hunter, kind Gina Rowan en McKenna, kind Casarage Catchville, Georgia Timms. Tsjecha Dorische. Grant, Kassan en Fallavoipe, en is de bal, de Fallavoipe Kutjer. Eddie, Tjerke ook al zo te lijnen. Morrison, gevoegd tegen Dirk Lockwood, Skumaloris tegen de Voxe. Morrison, is wel gaming handel, die nieuws die eens had toe, die Lockwood, die is shuttle als raad de gele, ze Voxe, klik het aan Hibs. Eddie. En je hebt er vijf keer geschoten, en klik het aan een kaart, Paul en Istje, Tarsing, Tjechat Adams. Karam shot, de Leishman, en gezoekt je gaan een klik het aan. Aardige gele, Dolheen. En was Shaw Karam. That Kibbs probably fell to the wrong player, Marielle, the defender.
Possibly, it was a hard bouncing ball, I think. It would have been a dream goal for Shannon if it had gone in.
Yeah. I guess aardige gille, Gini, die wel, Keelan, Michi, yeah. I guess Rebecca McAllister. She needed a hatchet. Rebecca McAllister, Marielle, who scored the winner a couple of years ago in Hearts' last one against Hibs at the Oriam. And I don't know if you were involved, you might have been injured in that game, but that was the last time Hearts won in this fixture.
Yep. Andy Kirk was manager then. I think I was on the sideline that day, but I remember it well. I think could be described as stealing it from Hibs that day. I think it was a last-minute winner, sort of from a corner, but celebrations nonetheless in the Hearts end, as you can imagine.
3 minuten te gaan, je waren gezegd de game dat ik al zeg naar de Huel McAllister het heel ugly game zijn. En is had veel nog te veel goede per show die is. Dat al gaan twinges game. Niet de shot. Hartstel haal met 3 punten Hibs toch een bunje. Ik heb gezien ze willen naar de Huel en een schaar. Wil ik zien Hibs is Koen Hearts, we kunnen geen vaatje. Peace the goal has Qatar. Ciao, Kuchin Hava, Michelle Kerr, Miskinunia Coint, Yemaju. Washin Karanstrius with Samson. And Lockwood in the car and the hookal. Adams in length, Laura Samson a fine. Bar. Hort, like Hunishin guy in the Palace and Ocean. Naskippled it, Naskin Chishia Machko, Emma Brownlee. Nish, Nila Smakiliot. With Ella, Joel Murray, Uniktav Alice Joey here, Georgia Timms. Well, Vlag shouldn't have missed that again, Callan. Look at the day lad, Kuchuk, Carts. Nicola Triplechik, McAllister, I've counted on Ashley Khora, Michelle Mariel. This is the kind of opportunity that Georgia Timms would have been looking for. She caught it fine and certainly warmed the gloves of Benny Harland.
She did. There was quite a lot of power behind it. Harland did well to hold it, but probably a bit too much down the centre of the goal for Georgia Timms.
And having just come onto the pitch, Rebecca McAllister took a bit of a knock there, Marielle, and she looks like she's in a bit of discomfort there.
I think it was the way the ball came back at her. I think it sort of just hit her quite hard off guard, unfortunately. She looks like she's in a bit of distress, actually.
Nee, aan de bekend te Huanjal. Hij is Shinna Grug gaan een coachje. Als Joetje de kudde de vaat. She won hunter de fargloos in a clug it in a carts. Siobhan Hunter always up for a bit of gamesmanship. She was eavesdropping in that Hearts conversation. Yes, Go Kutramach Jisha Shin at Yahu is on hips. Jiahu that. All of a shin, we count Joel Murray. Who will got a Manuten. As a shin at Tilik Dala good as again. Colony, who like you has the Nuru Taiter at that skip it. Sashin Licious Jack and a Czech minute in Megiddo. Callister the Golka Clear in the Pathke, Karskilioris on Kumalora. Beetje dat Nimische game goed Ashketo. Haast gaan je hebben de goal van een pinky. Wandlische Verdiepemach. Adams, ja, in de fijne kusje gaan Nurinji. Eddie en Ocean is de water de vaste kranten door. Murray. Behind Sevi skipped the shot. Well, Suez got Lockwood, McAloney. Keenan Kisha with a new hill going again make a shot. Adams and Coloni Suez call of the year. I guess Wushin Suez for Samson here at the state. Machason, the Poshin. And when you're defending a slender one-goal lead, that's what you want, Marielle. Someone like McAloney who drives the game to the other end and gets the corner, takes the pressure off the back line. Yeah, absolutely. She came right through the middle of the pitch there, which Hearts will be so happy with. Caught off guard slightly. Have been lucky not to get something more there. Cafax bydd hybs yn mynd after ys Boshen sio gael. Sgen je laat de daar gegaan. Murray is Hunter had de wie maar Gerne kijk je goed de hybs dat je hoe is het eerste kant is aan het daar tuil. Vader kun je jaren in de pingen gekindje. Finally, who the Sua get the shin le count the fall Leishman got hook out. Chiach Sua sagas amach count in the packet. Geen shin goed uit de Hearts. Charlotte Parker Smith could have really gemaakt. Dean Gibson still hasn't made any changes, Marielle, and obviously he's short of bodies, but he's expecting a lot of these players that they're going to see this through by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's been a big shift, I think, for both teams. It's a big ask of all the Hibs players to stay on the starting 11, but it looks like that is Dean's plan for now.
Hines got Lichadash stuff, got Adams, Chile Gadash, Biog, Hunter, Juval, Suez, Gamakaloni, Yecha the tune, the Gloshabal, the Falla, this Yako Adams, Carl Shotto, Lockwood, Mikey Fashki, the Gibrachta Suez, Haidaka, Lishmenka, Hoka Ladash, stay Samson, a fine Suaget, Adams, Huchachi Gadash, Jidach, Charlotte Parker Smith, I guess the Kucha machine for a playing a G and a carts. He's Hanish, Magun, Chico Cruise, a student, the Hibs, Oprahu, the Jahu. Chinakini and a high Hearts, Thule the dash. Aldo the Golamach must do the Lockwood at the Healy dash estate. Morrison. Hunter. Rui Machaun in his famous pass in the door to be Nashar Nashin. Forsyth. As the Fiaching, skis a liar, Mara had Kulikin in a quicket animation. Shin Karan ski, Volishman, a fall of Kuchers, Macaroni and Ocean, a born after him day is Jeff. Got triplet, Adams to the Penas of the Ocean is on. Lucy Crue, it grants. Falcon Carol Cogan is Karan Crew Europe in Grand Street the hunt. He's Leonia Rui Mach shot, Ushers Corum, Hagiad Hearts. That Tainted Hoshachs again, Darby McGillis, like Coic minutes in the goal, Hood, Hibs, Tail the Dash. We could game Kuanan, Nuringa Payne, Lay Jelly, and a Time Castle. Grant to fail is Nijak. Gida Gemoen, Haaland. We gaan zo die Falavas on play Boschenia. It's a triple check is. Got a cramp there as well, Marielle, but it's one of those balls where you're looking for your goalkeeper to catch it, but she's always more comfortable just punching the ball away.
Yeah, I think it is actually pretty accurate from Kira Grant to get it right in that corner. I think if she doesn't get anything on it, then Emma Brownlee's following up. So she did manage to get something on it, but it looks like she's hurt herself quite badly in the process.
While there's a break in the game, Marielle, a few minutes left, we're probably thinking about player of the game. Who's in your thoughts?
Michaela McLoney, I think for Hibs, has done really well, and I think Monica Forsyth from Hearts has done really well today. She's been involved in absolutely everything, so I think Monica tips it for me.
You're giving it to Monica Forsyth then, yep?
Yep.
Okay, Monica Forsyth start look at that again, and Cartside of the trying for Hoshach the Jada. And it's good to fachkel of the gehaast. As the game set, I guess Daniela Kazinska. Jake Lee, goed Chineda gehaald en de dasje de kassen. Must be hard to san show with Gida de Munja die is grant gaan vast. Hij is haast. Hoe dat de dasje, je Georgia Hunter hoe de suur de shin. G, hij is hard. Ze fijne das gewoon en de Gida minutes. De Junja was de goal was goed. Ik show wie talk op lip en finish. and right to the death, Mariel. All that delay and maybe possibly time wasting. Hearts take full advantage of it from the set piece.
Yeah, set piece is something Hearts have been working on quite a lot, and with Georgia Hunter in particular. She's got great height, and she does well to get that in the net, but does it in the end. It's a good ball for Kira, so they'll be delighted with that right at the death of the game.
Bij Samaatje Garter leicht gefused die leem, kussen de handje, en voor die keil met de bal, hij gaat stuit. Deja vu, it's like the last game, 1 goal apiece, but there's still time maybe for a winner here.
Absolutely, all to play for in the next couple of minutes, I'd imagine.
Wel, de wil spelen gedacht al. Aan de Hearts is aan de game 7, ik zal Karim geef stochen. Tarsing got Timms! Agus gaat je de Groarsing. That's a tired finish, but Haaland, I guess, did well there, Mariel. She came out and she made herself really big.
Yeah, it just almost ran away from Georgia, just the bounce of the ball. Unfortunately, she was so off balance when she hit it. You're sort of looking for her to come back and cross the goalkeeper there, but unfortunately, maybe gone for power, and this is just so off balance when she hits it.
And Davis, le cheval, Tarsing. Agus McAllister, le cheval, lichtje. Agus stochen ab. Voor Timms, de Goren, Megaal, Pek en Estraaien. Dat je dat de goal. Kroaten mag een glietje naar de hier de Goren. Koot minutje te goeie warrig, maar een goede schip. En een Nunia daar, nog maar een fijn. Skipper Dean Gibson, jo, skipper Eva Led. Te lele, beshoot dolke pek en penna schiedig, maar de wakken jasse. Jemme jeder kiest de rood. She Hearts is college finish. Game of Vinnick for Sai. Boasta. Hier is toch Gida Trojan Haaland. Grant naar de wieg. Maar die is de meer aan het paadje. Het leef. Joel Murray. Karas in het top. Hij is die is chased uit. Vinnick daar op pauw. En nu Chili gedasgetaat. Angley is een een jiesje fijn zeggen dat Kirsty Morrison had Brackijn bij de kosje. McAllister. 2 minuten gedaan, Hunter en is Timms, 3, maar hij had de 3 vatte game. Eddie, Heinz, Agus, Morrison en de bemoeie, al Karen Pras, Morrison, Karen Ski. Triple chille met McAllister. She's had a pretty eventful few minutes since she's come on and looks like she may have run her course. She's taken maybe a couple of too many knocks in that midfield area.
Yeah, I think she got a really sore one, sort of hit right in the face with the ball as soon as she came on. It seems to have really knocked her. I think she's struggling to kind of calm down.
Possibly a concussion.
Yeah, it's probably, it looks like she's coming off now.
Wel, maar een poeile machine, oren en oudje gevaarlijk in bochklish. Hij is famous to Chinye. En is Jenna Penman. Just een goede son Chinet. Zo'n een minuutje na het aankel. McAllister, Jan Wesley, gaan het Duval. Penman, Chinet, een haatje.
And she's going to replace line number 2, Jenna Penman.
Nou, dat is een veel koor aan zijn winnaar. Hij gaat een trein gele. Stuur je voeljes in de minuten. Bij Loen Garamelle in de Akelse Games. Hij kan skippen. Maar hij gaat je goed. Die is Heinz. Sian Buchter is here, agus hu dat barach de Georgia Timms na hu dat yen about. So she in with Boulian. Is de feder she hier gasfuia gaan je sinne kraken wil. En hier zien en de wie laat de wie kroe kilora kamera. Shock hem. Paul Artille voor de Munjolene China Kibs. Grant Leish. Monica Versailles de eerste tot zoals vijgen de winning. Brownley har een bal voor de steek 10 minuten. Gahokal Haaland Paralinas. Hoe de kilores va pikken te Jumsiora. Nagus. En sinne kort dus de luchttuig. Anneke Paralina Jelike de shot hoe die pikken te Bulje kan nu naam. Yes. En een koik minuten te Gunje Varach het chien zet val op. Real Golash, de Pingen Kavia de Roy. Must be a Kuchpa in the get of a Lippen Penish. But Vinny Kibbs again Vigedic. Die reetje de Nietzsche kei nieuwse pi. Chan mis met je pepe gevoel je mag geisje. In de klui kutjach. Gachia in te herzelen vader kan pikken binnetje. Ik shock op dit pennis maar hij kan kollig. Handle ni ma shock maar steeds gaan nuringi. Nagas reetje dit kilior en kina game. With the Hinke count, I guess Hibs, I guess Hearts in the ping in it, that coach play alive with the Kayla, Barach and a Daralia carts with that the Durley or what daddy about Georgia Hunter, Jeff Fash, get a direction of two, Gamaka like Michaela Macaloni and Marielle on their second half performance. You'd have to say that Hearts deserve that point.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be delighted with how they performed in the second half. First half, not so much. Probably Hibs were on top, not just with the goal, but performance-wise as well. But second half, I think Hearts really dominated. I think they'll be. I think that they're unlucky not to come away with more actually.
And now it's a different kind of challenge in terms of who gets their hands on this cup. We saw in the last game who was coolest from the penalty spot. It was Hibs on the day, just one miss. Georgia Timms for Hearts. So. Yeah, that's another different challenge altogether now for the players who are physically exhausted after a very demanding hour and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a strange format, admittedly, but you know, the girls do want to get their hands on the cup. They'll be happy with the point more than anything for the league. But yeah, last performance was excellent penalty-wise. Georgia Timms a little bit unlucky, but from both sets of players really. So I would imagine everybody was willing to take one last time. I think it will be the same today.
Is that a better point for Hearts that it keeps them in that fourth spot? That just keeps the gap?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's better for Hearts than it is for Hibs. You know, Hibs are chasing Hearts, and it keeps Hearts up there in fourth. Keeps Hibs chasing in fifth, and still looking up. There's still lots of the season to go, but fourth is certainly where Hearts want to be. So they'll be delighted that they've managed to hold on to it today at least.
Do the players know before the game who's going to take the penalties if it goes to penalties, Marielle, or is that something that gets decided on the day depending on who's feeling the most confident?
Yeah, on the day I think it's all about confidence. I think Ava is very, very much happy to let the girls lead on that, who wants to take one in the moment, whether you're feeling too tired or it's just not been your day. It totally depends. So yeah, it will be up to the five that feel most confident in the moment.
Would you have been one of those players putting your hand up to take one?
Yeah, absolutely. That armband comes as a bit of a weight, so I don't think you've got much choice if you're wearing the armband. So poor Georgia Hunter will undoubtedly have to step up, but she stepped up last time at Easter Road and slotted it away no problem. So I'm sure she'll have no bother with that today either.
And I'd imagine, having missed that one at Easter Road, Georgia Timms will want to be on them, make amends today if possible.
I think so. Unfortunately, she missed against Spartans as well. So she's missed her last two, unfortunately. So I'm sure she'll be looking to put that right today. But it just depends how she's feeling, I suppose.
There's been plenty talk about this Capital Cup, Marielle. Does it mean that much to the players? The point is obviously more important in terms of the league context, but I imagine looking at what happened at Easter Road in the last game still means a lot at the end of the day. If you don't get the win, but you get the point, but you've got the chance to get your hands on a cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get your hands on a cup, isn't it? I think as time goes on, the cup will become more and more important. Obviously, it's like the Calcutta Cup in a way, you know, the points that you're playing for are more important at the time, but, you know, by all means, Hearts would love to have the Capital Cup in the cabinet, that's for sure, and hold it until the split.
Well, Shnatukshin Kere Hearts here at Skipper. Vies Gal here to finish. I guess at a Corag Howley Dival. I guess Haaland the Slee as who is famous Chile Kidisha here to finish. Beetje de goed in de vadertje who've gesondertje kunnen we close it. Far line up. I guess that's an inishkema. Fast in the finish. I shouldn't toss you. Charlotte Parker-Smith hier in het Slee Suez gaan ik count. Akivela Luftaka Kibbs. Is there any psychological advantage to be drawn, Marielle, from the end which is chosen? Just looking at this end is where the Hibs fans are. Does that help them in any way?
Possibly a little bit, actually. At Easter Road, it was the same. It was into the Hibs fans, not to the Hearts fans. So I think Hearts will probably secretly be a little bit disappointed with that. But you know, the stadium's full of Hearts fans. So being at Tynecastle as well, I'm sure the girls won't be too phased by it on this occasion.
Dus even na de slootje gekant de vaartjes. En gaan je laat pullen de goal zeggen de na de besmoesje zeg miles keer richt te Brain Tynecastle de ju har een pullen gewaard die 8 mile Shisket Shianer at Easter Road again begin agus Cara Grant Chiache had all gal the finish it's on Hearts. Oh, agus Chayastia by the match tossing. Stadium collectively held his breath for a moment there, Marielle, but eventually went in off the underside.
Yeah, it was absolute force to stand. Kind of shown all her experience and confidence there. She's one of the most talented players, if not the most talented player at the club. So she's got that in her locker to put it right in the top corner.
Cara Grant to the here, the finish could have stayed. I guess Joelle Murray, skipper, Kibbs, the here, the finish, achas in a now. Parker-Smith, I guess it is just coolness personified, and it's always interesting. A lot of captains like to take the last one. She decided to set the example by taking the first one.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the day. Georgia Hunter took the first one at Easter Road, and Joelle's always decided to take the first one today, and like I said, coolness personified, just slots it into the corner.
Jenna Penman, a Hannig, found the Bengis and a chicken McGittigan again. Daar play finish, agus snot to stay do Vela. I wondered if that was part of Eva Ollie's thinking as well when she did bring her on, that she knows that she's obviously a good penalty taker.
Yeah,
or
quite
is she?
possibly. She's a great penalty taker. She's an unbelievable penalty taker. Jenna Penman does not miss penalties.
I guess Lockwood enough look at that. It's on Hibs. Katie Lockwood, le Cora Machiad, Ruach Echkisha, Vinnick. Sean Hibbs, a show close to Tuchka, agus a díos, spurista. Interesting that both Hibs penalties have gone down that side.
They have. I think Charlotte will be kicking herself. She's gone the wrong way both times, but she's got a great record in penalties, Charlotte, so I'm sure she'll be hoping to get her hands on one or two.
Wel, uintje nach het havel ik in Kata. Shele, je klik het aan Hanik voor Vengi. Aaron Rennie, le dress. They finished the Hearts, agus it aching. It just crawled over the line, but it got there.
Heart in mouth, that one, I think, for Erin. It just creeped in, didn't it? But it is right in the corner, so it's a good penalty. A good experience for young players taking penalties in front of thousands of people like this. It really is. Prepares them for the big moments when, you know, it could be a Scottish Cup game or something like that where it really matters. So it's a great experience from that point of view for them.
They finished Kumashach Gilior, Svakilior, got it. Macaroni, who are the duel. It's on Hibs, and Nurin Yisha, dress shape of the state. Suring, I guess it is. And again, it's the same corner.
Yeah, I could see Charlotte getting annoyed. But again, it's a great penalty. Brave to go down that side. be interesting to see what the next Hibs player does and whether they're willing to take that risk again.
Yeah. Brownlee. And Shikherev for the finish. It's on Hearts. Kuchum. The Chin Orishamaha. Brownlee. Agasavali with Holland. Well, she went in the same corner, but Haaland read her intention here.
Yeah,
it was right down the middle, really.
It's a good stop, but maybe it wasn't the most powerful penalty from Emma. That's always giving the opportunity to the goalie to, if she guesses right, to grab it.
Well, Trí Nura, agus Hunter, leis... Well, she should have a Jim Magedig. I must mean, again, Magedig a vinyan to Gookbach. Gala Cherep, they finish a shot. Agus Savali! Hunter, Gidach, go Parker Smith. You called it, Marielle. The next Hibs player, which way is she going to go? And she went the other way, and Parker Smith read it.
Yeah, it was always going to be a big decision. I think Siobhan has a great record with penalties, but equally so does Charlotte. And it's a strong save.
Well, Shin Kuchun the Galas again. Georgia Timms, Igadik von a spot finish again. Begedig. I guess I could the stay, drops it. Redemption after the last game.
Redemption, exactly. I'm really happy for her. I think it's probably been in her head a wee bit, and the girl's taking the mick out of her a wee bit at training for some of her penalty efforts. So we're glad to get that ghost off her back and can move on now with confidence.
Femi, Ailey Adams, shock at the state. I guess Marakud, be a cook, but a Dolco Hearts. A good jim at fat, it's cool Ninog. Ailey Adams, Mahat. Adams. I guess could he stay up? That took bravery.
Yep.
I think Charlotte Parker Smith read maybe that she was going to go one way, but she put it the other side.
Yeah, she did well. She's a very young player, very talented player. So again, great experience for her to get to do this in front of so many people.
Addison Hanley ook. She's shachat in the coach. Click it in. Stech. Van een Gia, click it at Hanley. I guess I shouldn't stick. It's not. Again, a young player and a good finish, good experience for her.
Absolutely, yeah, she's had a great game. She deserves that. I'm glad it's going for 5-4 now, so it's all to play for with this one.
I guess in this goede finish, Fairville Hearts. Ik ga de stay, Femi, click it at the Kibs, ik ga de stay, Kuchak Marcin, Kuchak Michaud, and Liana Hines. I guess Charlotte Parker Smith, she's a bit of a muy line. I could just feel the dialogue or could you pick on Liana Hines, Maha, Son Hibs, Humal. Oh, I guess Hockey Suez gets knocked out. Very cool finish.
A good height, yeah, a good height just out with Charlotte's reach. She did get to the right side, but just too high for a good finish.
Samson wil njerst skilja Rangers. Son Hearts. Ochumal het hasje gesho. Haaland de Dunje, de Havel met haar. Samson met haar. He shall see us going to notion. Well, if you're going to take them, make sure you find the corner of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. V is so calm. She's so relaxed, and that comes through in the way she's just taking that, just going to slot it in the corner.
Leah Eddy, look at that. Elwach a Kibs. De Kuurmach. Could the wheel in the spot. Femi shock at the stuck at that. Savali! Eddie Kid Eddy. Wow, look at the stay. Agus Hearts. The cook buying. This is Savali Gashin. With Charlotte Parker Smith. Not the greatest of penalties, and that decides it. And Hearts, just as happened at Easter Road, they've gone and won the cup on their home patch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good stop from Charlotte. She's matured so much as a goalkeeper over the last season or so. She's cut out maybe some of the errors that she was making early on in her career, and she's become a real stalwart of that side. So I thought she'd get her hands on a couple. She tends to do that, and it's a great win for Hearts.
And don't tell any of those players that the cup doesn't mean anything.
No, of course not. It will mean something to them for sure. You always want to get one over on your rivals, and that's really what this cup is about.
Look at the Kibs still using the tachjach geheen. Allah, it's all le clúchata an Hearts the lawn on the hoop agus it ping Gamalwach le cúteach Rodel like Mickey McAloney Killior agus gada kid Siobhan Hunter agus Leah Eddie Cheesh and a clúchata in his early give on a spot finish agus na Yoshin Lochtach the good falchin na Lou Kachke agus na clúchata na Carts Eddie Doy give a Larson Eddie Cookbein here's Charlotte Parker Smith with Van Agashke Hafkison Savile Emma Brownlee Eddie Corrische the finish for the state agus after the field the Chachoram the Cookpa a hook out agus Coram stoch Pointin Bossart wicket of the game Monica Forsyth on the column.
Monica, congratulations on winning the Capital Cup, but what are your thoughts on the score after the 19?
Well, you know, for us the most important thing is 3 points, so a bit disappointing, especially in the first half. We really let ourselves down, but you know, came out in the second half and I do think we improved and we performed. Subs coming on definitely made a difference, and yeah, we just need to take our chances. You know, we had chances to win that game, but you know, we'll take the point. The
point keeps you above Hibs in the league. That must be psychologically important as well for you.
Yeah, I think week in, week out we go in to win every game, but you know, just looking at the table to get above Hibs is good because you know we're going to have to play them again in the split. So you know, going into that to be above them just gives us that bit of an edge.
You've given Hibs 2 really good games this season. Do you feel the tide's turning, Monica, in terms of who the top side is in Edinburgh?
Yeah, definitely. You know, not going to say it today, but yeah, I'd back Hearts every single game we go into, you know. But, you know, Hibs, credit to them, they turn up every single time we play them. But, you know, the most important thing is looking at the league, every game we go in to win. So, yeah, disappointing to draw today, but, you know, it's a big occasion and to just get a point, really.
Given how much this side's improving, how far can this side go? How much potential is it in this squad?
You know, I think with Eva, her high standards, you know, I don't see why not. We can't challenge the top 3 teams. You know, we've done it against Rangers, getting a point out of that. So, yeah, I think individually we're all great players, and together, you know, we work for each other. So, yeah, don't really see why not. We can't challenge the top 3 next season, yeah. Great
crowd in Tynecastle today. What was it like to play here today?
Yeah, I think first half was obviously a bit quiet. We weren't playing our best, but, you know, especially after the goal, you get that edge and the crowd just cheering you on. You know, we really wanted to push for them, but, you know, disappointing, but we got the point.
Okay, so many thanks and enjoy the celebrations.
Forsyth, Sark wicket of the game, and Marel. Yeah, it says a lot about the direction this club are going, and that she's slightly disappointed only to take a point. That speaks volumes about the expectation in the dressing room now.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think about where Hearts were, you know, last season, the season before that, to now be in this position and holding 4th place and holding Hibs to games like this, to get a point out of this game would have been, you know, something to really be proud of in past years, and now it is a disappointment, and we felt that at Easter Road as well. So it shows how far the club has come, and you can see the results of that all over the stadium, and the fans are engaged, the kids are engaged, the academy's engaged, and you know, Hearts are going from strength to strength. It's amazing to see.
Eva O'Lead has spoken about the importance of playing games here at Tynecastle. You'd imagine that the club would be willing to indulge her in those terms.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the board are all here today. They've been excited about this game for weeks. They're so behind the women's team, and you know, not just paying lip service to it, really trying to put their time into it and investment into it, and you know, things are growing, and I think Hearts are going to keep this upward trajectory going over the next couple of years, so it's exciting to think where they could be.
Coram, Sewell and Horchadash, the Heatel, chance to look back at the first goal then, Marel, and it came against run of play, and it came from deep inside Hearts' own half from their own throw-in.
Yeah, it's just almost a case of keeping the ball in those sort of dangerous areas. It is a wee bit unlucky. It's just a bad sort of bounce that almost just hits off Georgia Hunter in the end and sort of falls to Michaela McAloney. But it is a great finish. He still needs to stay composed in there. A good touch and bang right in the corner. It gives Charlotte no chance. So you can't take anything away from Hibs in that. They've done well to capitalise on a little bit of slackness with the throw in there.
McAloney, le Pier Uho, le Cud Hibs, Oshachas on a board, could you in a game? I guess Hannah Clickita then aboard Chishel. Here's on the duo giant. Sa the fair that you the corrigal to us. Agus cúchpa a sin hóca agus féimi at caffaci yno. Níl some G dal a hawn. Níl some cudisha at the fair. Samson and Chidi Gadash gan a bwyan. Eva Olid has the brain that she skip a coach here. She's made the gal hana. Look at that. It all sues when you're at a fine brain. Ach, you're good behind. I guess Ulik it all try it. I guess a skip at Georgia Hunter at Kajedig. I guess Harry Cart Station Stoic one. Thank you. Skip a heart the Bunnik. Kuchpa could Melanie could Ulik in. A great supporter of the women's game, and she'll be delighted to see the team win this cup.
Absolutely, I believe it's actually been a very significant birthday for Anne over the last couple of days. She has just celebrated a big birthday and a party to go with it, so this is an extra bonus for an extra present for her.
I guess Shaw got him. Geisen, the Gookpa, Hokel, Georgia Hunter, and Shinisteg, and the Kerkel, Gookpa, in Hokel, and you know, my Gookpa big, I can't kill the Kilor, gonna click it in a cart. I guess. Skip Achgeson. I guess put in a click it and Sneeg, you know, Sua Safatka, and just time to look back at the goal that drew them level, Marielle, and it came from a set piece as they've been threatening all day.
Yeah, absolutely. Hearts do a lot of work on set pieces, like I said, and it's a great ball. A lot of it really comes from the delivery. It's right in the middle of the 6-yard box on the penalty spot, and Georgia's done well amongst Rebecca McAllister and Erin and even Emma Brownlee as well. They've all just thrown themselves at it and luckily got the goal in the end.
What kind of momentum does that give them for the rest of the season?
Huge, I think huge. It's been a great start to the season for Hearts, and you know we're well into the season now, but there's still significant fixtures after the split and up until that point, but they're on such a good run, and I think there's a real belief in the squad about the direction that they're travelling in, and Eva.
Thanks for your company today, Marielle. More in time. I guess Jeff Masalashin, Cormac and the father game Shin, me and the Sheikh game, League Podcast in the Banadish, Glasgow City, and now top in the mat, Kishef Shin Chikia thing, I guess the program Shin Toshpek, Coach Miniature Ficket, as Joey the Sheikh, guys, Kishin and Nurin to Glasgow City, you go, Nasacha and Hosha, like Mobile for Premier League. Do game of the Viakin show, Duke Tag Tynecastle, Paco Miguel Callum here to the podcast.
Jogem Kedidi Alec agus Apper Kevil Karshigas Kayanu Stay Showing Tynecastle HERTS a Hekel Look Lented Sat an the sound a bear a drasta Sat der Cooper a capital of Warnach a puing getol Kagahatje as Joey came Showing Tynecastle agus Marshen Lever Son of V Nat Kudjach a Jew in a Yeska show.